So the technology bit is something you held forth on in a very, very experienced manner. But there's folks in the audience also, Sheenam, and I'm presuming you must have done that too, which is really try to identify. So the one way of looking at it is right now we are mandated to work from home because there's no other way
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
But if this were to become perhaps the norm over a period of time, how did you at Dell Digital evaluate, identify, and quantify the real productivity gains, perhaps, in this whole mechanism and this strategy? I mean, are there productivity gains at all?
Actually, there are.
Oh, wow.
It's actually very surprising because we actually thought that when people would get into connectivity issues, working from home, the entire rigmarole of having the entire family together, um, there would be productivity losses. But what has been very surprising the last 2 weeks when we've started measuring velocity, especially from an engineering perspective, we've actually seen velocity has gone up. People have been able to give out far more outputs and outcomes than we possibly got from an office environment. Now, I think there are two aspects to this, right? One is a cultural aspect, and the other is the technology aspect. Maybe a third aspect, which is the process aspect. Now, when you talk about culture, I think the culture starts from top. So one of the things that has been happening is that we are over communicating, right? um, we do we have all hands at all levels, starting from Michael and the ELT. We have manager check-ins, we have team check-ins, we have ask me anythings. So we are ensuring that our people are connected to us, we are connected to them. We use video a lot now. Okay, we try and make yourself available on video so people can see you, so they can
True, true.
experience you, right? Because when you're in office, you're seeing each other. Even if it's at a distance, you're available, right? How do you make yourself available at at this point of time? I think that's something that we are doing. The other thing that we have started doing from a culture perspective is have more fun. So what I have, for example, personally started doing is, my staff, which happens on a Tuesday, every staff starts with a fun game. So I have two people who pair up across the globe. So I ensure they're not in the same country. I pair them up and they come up with a one game.
Oh,
We have fun. We laugh for first 10 minutes of the staff. So that's something that we've done, and it's something that people are doing across, right? The other thing that we have institutionalized as a culture is we don't start the meeting at the hour. So if it's an
oh,
hour-long meeting, we've reduced the meeting to 50 minutes, and we start 10 minutes later. So what happens is you get those 10 minutes space to kind of stretch yourself, go say a hello to your child, some things, take a bio break,
yeah, yeah.
just get out of the chair, literally.
Correct.
So those are the kind of things that we're doing on a culture perspective. On a technology perspective, I've already talked about the kind of things that we have enabled our people. One of the things that we have also done is some of our people actually went to their hometowns, which was away from a hub and stuff like that, and they were not prepared. They were on a vacation, they couldn't get back, or they, when they realized that there was going to be a lockdown, they went home because they were staying in a PG here. PGs were going to close, they didn't know what was the future. Now all these people, sometimes some of them have connectivity problems, some don't. The people who have connectivity problems, okay, we have tried to ensure that they get the data cards. Now if you have a connectivity problem and you are not allowed, you are not able to connect, we've granted them leave, right? So it's a paid leave if you cannot work. But those are really handful of the cases. For the
Yeah,
cases,
sure that.
some people who were on a holiday didn't carry their laptop, we have given them provisions. If you have your own personal laptop, okay, you can connect into your desktop in the
Ah,
office, because most of us were in the pivotal way of working. We had one desktop, two monitors, two people working. You can connect through VDI. So we have enabled that. We have used leverage technology, we have leveraged our facilities teams to actually ensure that if there is an onboarding happening, okay, the same laptop experience is provided to people who are joining us, right? Offers have already been made. People are joining on day one. Once they've completed the virtual onboarding process, a laptop reaches them in the evening. For people who are joining in from non-urban locations, like where we don't have offices, we have enabled VDI for them. So
okay.
if they have a personal equipment, we've enabled VDI for them. From a process perspective, we were very engaged in the XP way of working, which was the pair programming and stuff like that. We've actually created guidelines on how you could pair together,
Mhm.
okay, how you could leverage conferencing technologies to pair together, what should be the guidelines, how long should you pair, and at what stage should you take a break and stuff like that. So there is a framework which we have kind of built in the next 1 month or so, which I believe positions us um, to be ready if this continues for more time in the near future.